Hey everybody, I'm Dr. Angel Storm. I'm the founder of Ashes to Beauty Ministries, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm talking to you about signs that you are texting with a narcissist or common phrases that narcissists will use over text message. So text messaging is like the narcissist's dream. A narcissist through text messaging can basically manipulate the situation to make it look however he wants it to look. So for example, there's no actual proof provided through that you are the only person that the narcissist is involved with. For example, this actually have more than one supply going at all times because of the idealization or love bombing phase, the way that they move from that to the devaluation and then finally the discard stage. They have their supplies in the queue ready because they're always going from one phase to another in this cycle, and so when they are on the devaluation stage with one supply, they still need a supply, and so there's multiple supplies typically already lined up. So narcissists like text messaging because when they're in the love bombing stage, they can love bomb a bunch of people at the same time and keep everybody on the hook or keep all of these players in their game in their position until they're ready to either move them up or move them out. And so text messaging really assists narcissists in their overall chess game. Using texting, narcissists can also manipulate situations to make them appear however they want. It's easy for the narcissist to use passive-aggressive comments and to make it look like nothing was ever said, or to make it look like you're the one who's reading into something too much, or to make it look like you're too sensitive or you're taking something out of context. And so it's always going to be your fault no matter what gets said through text messaging. For the narcissist, again, they get supply, they get energy from other people through multiple means. So it's not just about people paying attention to them, it's knowing that they can control people's emotions, that they can control your emotional state. And so if you send them a text and they don't text you back, they love like the power dynamic that gives them. They feel superior to the person that they're texting, and that alone gives them energy. To further add to that, the way that they can control how the messaging goes, the way that the conversation is interpreted, the way that the conversation flows, whether it goes fast or slow, you know, that it's all dependent upon them. Text messaging is one of the best ways for narcissists to get their energy, to control the emotional states of others, as well as start the trauma bond already. So typically what the narcissist will do is start with the idealization or love bombing phase. And so in this phase, you're going to hear a lot of text messages that go something like, I've never met somebody like you, we have so much in common, it's crazy that we met this way, I think I love you already. All of these kind of idealization phrases are going to be used. And the narcissist knows exactly what he's doing when he's saying all of those things. He knows he doesn't mean them, but he also knows that he's causing this trauma bond to be established. And so the next phase is the devaluation stage, and in this phase you're going to hear a lot of things like, don't be so serious, why are you so sensitive, this is why you don't have any friends, this is why you can't do anything right, you're worthless, what's wrong with you, why are you crying, whatever game you're playing isn't going to work on me. Those are some standard phrases that you're going to hear during the devaluation stage of the narcissist game. Some people will automatically just cut off conversation with the narcissist at this point. So people with healthy boundaries or healthy self-esteem will automatically just be like, I am not going to deal with this, and they'll just stop talking with the narcissist. And if that's the case, the narcissist can't stand the idea of being rejected, and again, he enjoys being in control of people's emotional states, and so he'll typically come back and say something like, I'm sorry, this is how I was raised, or I'm sorry, my last relationship, you know, did this to me, and this is how I act, or I see that you've abandoned me because everybody else has always abandoned me, or something like that. He'll do something to try to open up the door to communication again. And this is why it's so dangerous, because if you don't recognize immediately that you're dealing with a narcissist, you may be tempted to bring them back in. And little do you know that you're strengthening that trauma bond to the narcissist, to your abuser, every time that you take him back. and it's actually much worse each time that you do so. Your brain is going to respond in a more powerful way every time you try to stop and then you go back to him. Every time you take a step back and then you go back, that trauma bond is being strengthened exponentially. It's even worse than if you were to just stay in the relationship with the narcissist the entire time. Narcissists know that is the case. And so these lulls in communication are strategic. There's nothing about them that's accidental or it just happened to go that way. The narcissist knows that this is what he is doing. So once you're back in communicating with the narcissist, or if you are still in the devaluation stage, they'll try to belittle every single thing that you do. You could be the most amazing person at your job, you could do every single thing right, and the narcissist would still find fault with it. And you're going to hear things like, I can't even believe you like doing this, why would you enjoy that? Or the narcissist may just flat out tell you, I don't like your friends, I don't like your family, and if you go and see them, I'm going to be angry. The narcissist may just express exactly what he is feeling the whole time. And again, this is usually said over text because often the narcissist won't be either bold enough in person to say these things to your face, especially if the relationship is rather new. Text messaging is a great way for narcissists to get a new supply hooked right away. So let's say you were in the scenario that I was talking about where you don't really know this person, things were going fine, things started to go a little weird, and so you just stopped responding to the person, right? You don't know that this is a narcissist, you just felt like, okay, I'm just not dealing with that. When the narcissist does text you back, because he will text you back because he cannot stand feeling like he was the one who was discarded or devalued, when he texts you back, try to make you beholden to him. So he may say things like, well, you abandoning me and not responding to me, it really broke my trust, so now you have to earn it back. Or things like that. So the thing that he did, he's going to make it as though you did it, and now you owe him for his bad behavior. And so that's another red flag that you were texting with a narcissist. If they somehow try to manipulate the conversation and place the blame on you for setting boundaries, for protecting the relationships, the kind of people that you associate with, that you hang out with, this is going to be one of the red flags that you are definitely texting with a narcissist. Finally, you're going to get into the discard phase of texting with the narcissist. The typical phrases during this phase of the cycle of abuse with the narcissist is going to be something like, everybody hates you, this is why nobody likes you, this is why you don't have friends, never going to find another person like me, you're never going to have another relationship like this, I'm the best thing that's ever happened to you, you just can't see it, have fun being alone the rest of your life. Any of those type of phrases is what the narcissist is going to use. And this is done, again, everything is done specifically and on purpose. And this is done so that the narcissist both feels like he has the upper hand in the relationship, but also so that the person who's being devalued feels like they can only get their value through what the narcissist thinks of them. So they're going to be, even subconsciously, looking for the narcissist's approval. And if that's the case, that's going to be super jarring to you to hear somebody speaking that way to you. And then you're going to be wondering, I wonder what that person sees in me that I don't see or that nobody else has seen. You can start getting down this rabbit hole of, is he right? Am I really that way? Does nobody like me? Am I really not as, as good as I think I am at this thing, at my job, at being this or that, or doing that? It's all going to start compiling. And if you don't have a method in place to check your thoughts and to analyze where your thoughts are going and to channel them back into the truth, you can start getting down that hole really deep. And that's part of the trauma bond. So when the narcissist comes back to you and randomly sends you a text a few months later like, hey beautiful, I'm just checking in on you, I was thinking about you a lot lately, or whatever he texts back, you're not going to recognize that that behavior is completely done on purpose. And I have this video available that you can go check out, which discusses that narcissists commonly tell, and I really recommend that you check out that video, because that's going to give you a lot more phrases that are very common for narcissists to use, especially if you are just meeting the narcissist. Maybe he's been a friend of a friend or a distant acquaintance, and maybe now you're starting to speak more frequently or hang out regularly. And being aware of this is going to save you a lot of time if you can identify their lies and the way that their manipulation tactics work ahead of time. You're going to be able to just distance yourself and cut this relationship off before it starts. This is already going on with you and you're struggling to find a way out. I have several videos that talk about distancing yourself from a narcissist, how to do that emotionally, how to do that physically, why no contact is the only way to deal with a narcissist. If you have that option to go no contact, like you're not court ordered to work with him, to co-parent with him, you need to cut your ties with the narcissist completely. So please go check out those videos. You can just visit my YouTube channel and scroll on through. And again, I'm Dr. Angel Storm, and if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, please do so. Just right down here, you can click subscribe and turn on the bell so that you're notified whenever I upload a new video to this channel.